want an exposure to a market or an
Everything they need in one place.
The world's foremost authority on individuals, advisors and institutions.
Hello and welcome to the Morningstar series, Ask the Expert. I'm Emma Wall and here with me today is Morningstar's Dan Kemp. Hello Dan.
Hello Emma.
So we're running an actives and passives investing week, looking at the different criteria and the different positives of the two styles of investing. Passive investing is fantastic in certain areas, but there are some fund managers who really do earn their keep, don't they? And they earn that fee. I thought you could perhaps highlight three for us today.
I'd love to do that, and you're absolutely right that in many areas of the capital markets it's very difficult for managers to add value, and so it's not just the quality of the manager but where the investor is placing their money that determines whether they should be going passive or active. So I've picked three funds from different parts of the capital markets, two of which are classic areas where active managers can normally add value, and then also one where it's a little bit more difficult. So the first one I was going to talk about is in the UK equity space. And the fund we've picked there is the Old Mutual UK Alpha Fund. It'll be well known to many investors. It's not a secret, it's not a hidden gem, but it's run by a chap called Richard Buxton, who's a fantastic investor. He's been doing it for a very long time, and we've been in constant contact with him, both at Old Mutual and at his previous firm, Schroders.
And he has a fantastic track record, as you mentioned. He actually started this fund at Schroders, didn't he? So he's really playing to his strengths. He designed a fund which showcased everything he's good at.
This is exactly right, that this is his fund, his DNA is in this product, and it's ideally suited to his management style. And he's transferred that fund effectively from Schroders into Old Mutual, but keeping everything else the same.
And what's the second fund today?
So the second fund is the Lazard Emerging Markets Fund. Again, emerging markets is a great place for an active manager to add value. It's so diverse. There's so much going on, both at the country level, the industry level, and the individual stock level. So it's quite easy for managers to outperform in that market. But nevertheless, you still need to pick a good manager, and I think we've got a great one there with James Donald.
And the fund you mentioned before, UK, is quite an efficient market, and it's quite unusual to find someone who really does earn their fee. But as you say, emerging markets, it's such a broad scope that actually finding someone who will do not just the stock selection, the sector selection, the region selection, it can really be value adding.
That's right, and that's really the key with a good emerging markets portfolio. It should be looking at the market on every level, not just at the stock level, because as we know, political considerations can have a huge impact on returns. And that's really where Lazard comes in.
And what's the third fund today?
The third fund is an area where it's much more difficult to add value, and that's in the UK corporate bond market. Now, returns in corporate bonds are normally lower than equities and driven by what happens in the government bond market. Much more difficult to add value, and so there we've gone for the Royal London Fund. And that's a fund that tries to look at the market differently. It holds what they call high-profile bonds, but also lower-profile bonds, which investors wouldn't normally access.
And this is quite a sticky area, isn't it? Because, we've had a long period of a bull market in bonds with yields coming down. And now we're entering a period where yields are expected to rise, which means, value price is going to go down.
That's right. We are concerned about bond markets as we look forward. And that's why, again, we'd be thinking about active managers in that market who are able to better gauge the outlook, but also the current circumstance of the actual credits they invest in.
Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Emma Wall for Morningstar. Thank you for watching.